Hello, I'm Daniel Dion, a senior software engineer in Silicon Valley. Global goal number 4, making sure that all people receive an inclusive and equitable quality education regardless of their background, is very important to me. I'm honored to announce that the 2021 Flourish Prize for goal number 4 is awarded to Kaspersky. This global cybersecurity company's Kaspersky Academy initiative makes cybersecurity knowledge and skills available for a vast range of people. Kaspersky is raising awareness on how critical cybersecurity knowledge is becoming in our constantly evolving world. Congratulations, Kaspersky.
Hi, I'm Megan Buchter. I'm the director of the Fowler Center for Business as an Agent of World Benefit at Case Western Reserve University. At the Fowler Center, we run a program called Aim to Flourish that strives to teach students about the UN Sustainable Development Goals and businesses' role in helping to achieve them. Through the program, students search for and select and interview business leaders or social entrepreneurs about business innovations that are working to achieve one or more of the UN global goals. As part of the program, we also award the annual Flourish Prizes. The Flourish Prizes are awarded to the professor, the student, and the business that has been involved in the creation of the Aim to Flourish story, and we award one for each of the 17 UN global goals. Today, I'm here with our Flourish Prize honoree team for global goal number 4, quality education for all. And we are so excited to be joined by our professor from the Higher School of Economics in Russia, Ekaterina Ivanova, and her student author team, and Denis Barinov from Kaspersky. Ekaterina, I'd like to start with you and just hear more about how you've incorporated Aim to Flourish into your class and some of the outcomes that you've seen.
Thank you so much, Megan. It's a really big honor for all of us to be part of Aim to Flourish. We've been part of this initiative at Higher School of Economics for the past 5 years. And this is my favorite project, I must say. And I always use it for teaching the course on responsible business and sustainable development. And this is something that I use instead of an exam. So for students, basically, they don't have to take an exam at this course. And this is the final project that I love because it's about experiential learning. I never know who will be the heroes because this is the decision that students have to make. I always am surprised. And I'm really surprised that last year when we had the course online, we had 12 teams working on different stories and 2 of them got awarded with SDG 4, Kaspersky, and 17, which are my favorite SDGs. And I think with this experiential learning project, my major learning goals are to, first of all, introduce students to the concepts, how to implement all of those frameworks which we've been covering throughout the course, but also to get inspiration from the stories that they discover from real business leaders like Denis, who do amazing things to change the life of many, many people who are part of the sustainable innovation that he does at Kaspersky. And I think when students get connected to these kind of stories, that leaves an impact on them. And since one of their objectives is to develop a sustainability mindset, I think through this personal growth and realizing what are some of the assumptions, they become converted that responsible business is a normal way of doing business, even in Russia, because at the beginning, of course, many had doubts about that. So basically, that would be my quick introduction. And back to you, Megan.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And we have so many stories from your classes over the years and many stories from businesses in Russia. And so it's really exciting this year to be able to highlight 2 of your author teams and organizations from Russia here with our 2021 Flourish Prizes. So I'd like to turn it over to the students and hear about your experience. I know that Sometimes when the Aim to Flourish assignment is introduced, it can be a little daunting to have to search out and find a company. Maybe you could start by telling us a little bit about how you found Kaspersky.
I suppose it's my turn to speak now. Hello, everyone. It was actually my idea to contact Kaspersky because I'm in contact with Denis. And I thought that maybe he would be able to tell something interesting that we don't know right now. So, and Kaspersky is a very interesting company for us because it's a worldwide company, Russian worldwide company. So, together with the group, we proved the idea to tell a story about Kaspersky. We first didn't really, how to say it, we were afraid a bit because we didn't know how it would result. So, but it resulted greatly. So it was really cool, and we were actually inspired by the process and by the story. So everything went really great. Everything went almost smooth. Of course, the deadlines, the courses, our graduation, and everything like that. But anyway, it was a really cool experience.
Thank you. And what really inspired your team to choose Kaspersky?
Because it was something of a surprise and unknown result. The company that is very famous worldwide, the company that is also Russian, and cybersecurity company. So first of all, when you think about cybersecurity, you don't really think about such things as goals, as sustainable business. You just really think about some cyber crimes and everything like that. But actually, Kaspersky makes really great steps towards the goals. Actually, the goal number 4, as we discovered, and it was a surprise for us. So we didn't expect it. So it was interesting to know whether we can come up with a story from Kaspersky, but we did it.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's you think of cybersecurity, and you're definitely not always thinking about education for all and how ways that everybody can be educated about cybersecurity. You're right. It's something that you're like, oh, this is a threat, and it's scary. So I love this angle on this story. But before we get to more about Kaspersky, I'd love to hear from your teammates, the other authors that contributed to the story, about their experience and how they like doing the interview.
We end up here. So hi everyone, I'm Veronika. Actually, for me, the most inspiring thing about this story was that we all live now in a digital world, and some of us are more aware of it, others not that much, but still we all face every day with the possibility of cyber attack, and we are not aware of it on a daily basis. And that is so important to talk about it and to educate people. That then Yulia told me about their idea and the project they have in Kaspersky. I was really delighted and was eager to participate in it, to collect info and to help to promote the story. As there are a few companies which know more about the details, how it comes. As I told, there are technical things. Meanwhile, these companies can talk about this extremely complex subject in a very simple way. And that inspired me probably the most.
That's wonderful.
Add to this. Just one more thing. Today I just opened one of the Russian browsers, and the first news that I read was about Kaspersky, that they provided a new solution to another crime that is happening out there with cheating that you can do by voice. So what we're doing here, it's really everyday daily job of Kaspersky to help us with this cyber crime that we're not really aware of. And I think just adding to this point, this is relevant. That's everyday life, and the the tools which are used with gamification and the way students presented this at the end of the course, I was really jealous. I really wanted to experience this myself, because what I've heard that there are many universities that Kaspersky cooperate with, and I think that would be also a great thing to continue doing this, by also engaging more and more people in raising awareness about how this can happen to any one of us, especially now with COVID, with crime around us getting really to high rates. Yeah, a little bit from my side.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for jumping in. Nastya, Vladislava, Matvey, thoughts on the interview or your Aim to Flourish experience?
Okay, I can try. Hello, my name is Matvey Petukhov. So I think my reason for it was my family, in addition, because my parents are kind of, I know, old-fashioned people, and they are not really into like modern technologies and anything, and they really, how to say that, they can be easily cheated, I think, because they don't know what is like phones coming, internet coming in general, and this thing is not familiar for them. And I think this project works for me because I want to help like all the generations, exactly my family and their friends, to know how to protect themselves from scam and be more aware about these type of scams. This is my addition.
Thank you so much. There we go.
Maybe I can be the next. Actually, this experience was really interesting for me, because I'm also working in learning and development sphere, and I actually seen different ways of companies to educate their employees about cybersecurity, but in most cases that was a really complex and boring experience for me and for my colleagues. And it was really cool to know that some companies are using modern technologies and modern instruments like gamification to share their knowledge about such a complex subject. It's really cool, and I think that other companies should also do like Kaspersky, and it's a really great experience of how to educate not only employees but the external people, like students of the universities, who more often deal with this topic.
Hello, my name is Anastasia, or Nastya shortly. So for me, this idea was really interesting because it was like really unknown thing for me. Like when we think about others, really big companies, we really understand how they can be sustainable, for example, in manufacturing or caring about environment and other things. But here it was like IT sphere, and it wasn't really clear for me how like they can be sustainable. But then during our project, during our works, during our course, also I understood that also actually like almost every business can be sustainable, and even in education field. Yeah.
Thank you, Anastasia.
Thank you. Yes, I think that's a wonderful point about how we think about sustainability in kind of very specific terms. And Ekaterina, this is probably something you talk about in your sustainability mindset class, that how sustainability can apply to a variety of industries. And it's not just this very typical way that we've kind of started to use the word to mean less bad, and to, think about maybe manufacturing facilities or, industries that create solar panels or something like that. But now we can also think about, education and technology companies as well.
Yeah, exactly. And with such a special company as Kaspersky, which is really a multinational, Russian multinational, for me, it's a special honor that we can also be almost like an ambassadors of the flourishing businesses in Russia, which are not often covered outside, given all of the political tensions. So this is also part of what makes me proud of that we have such stories to share with the world. That they're great, impactful projects, initiatives that contribute to SDGs and especially quality education.
Well, we're very happy that we get to help contribute to sharing the stories of wonderful Russian companies all over the world. And so with that, I'd like to introduce Denis Barinov, the head of Kaspersky Academy. And Denis, even though there's a Name to Flourish story out there that everyone can go and read, I'm hoping that you might just tell us a little bit about what Kaspersky does, and then we'll talk a little bit about the Aim to Flourish interview that was conducted about your organization.
Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you for inviting me, by the way. Kaspersky, it's a global cybersecurity company, and like the long story short, what we're trying to do is we are trying to make the world a safer place, like from cyber threats, first of all. And from my side, as being a head of Kaspersky Academy, we are trying to do our part by introducing different educational initiatives for like almost everyone, starting from kids and for employees, for governmental representatives, for some intergovernmental companies and organizations, because what we learned throughout the years is that you can build the best cybersecurity perimeter, you can introduce the best software ever, but again, the weakest link here will always be a human being, because he or she is usually making some stupid mistakes. And what we are trying to do is we're trying to make sure that they are not the weakest link anymore by providing them with the educational products. And of course, well, the reason why we're trying to do everything like in a Disneyland, like by introducing some computer games, some VR experience and things like that, just because it's really, really boring to study cybersecurity if you are not a cybersecurity expert. Like I can vouch for that for sure, and that's why we're trying we're trying to achieve the or should I say, we are trying to make the knowledge stuck, so that that the employees and like the people actually learn something. That is why we're trying to do all these fancy things like the adaptive learning stuff, like the VR stuff, because well, guess what? Recently we made research about the mistakes employees are making at their workplace related to cybersecurity incidents, and 90% of all the mistakes happened at the workplace. They were done unknowingly, like the employees didn't know that they done anything wrong, just because they don't have enough like skills or knowledge about it, and that's what we're trying to fight with. And this is not just about some business, because for sure security awareness is a business and we're in this business, but apart from that we are trying to to make a difference and to do some things for the community just because we think it's the right thing to do. Just like an example, recently we launched a free course for parents, when they, for example, you are a parent and you bought your kid the first mobile phone, and like what to do next, how to explain what is allowed, what is not allowed, what is cyberbullying, and how to deal with cyberbullies, and what should you watch for while surfing the net and things like that. Just because I'm a parent myself, and that is why I think. And I don't know how to explain to my kid like what he's allowed to do, what he's not, and that's why we decided that should go global. They should go worldwide, and in the same fashion, we're trying to work with the professional communities, because our another line of work is to help to work with to cooperate with universities to provide them with some professional skills training that's more about cybersecurity experts, and we're trying to raise some talents there, just because not because we are trying to hire someone. Of course we are trying to hire those people, but on a global scale, you may probably know that this unemployment in cybersecurity right now is 0%. That means we won't have 3.5 million vacancies which will not be filled this year. So there's like a huge shortage of talents because the cyber crimes is on the rise, and you probably saw that during the pandemic, because there was a very sharp increase in cyber crimes because a lot of people worked from home, a lot of people used some digital services like delivery and of food and something else, and that's why we also tried to create this market to compete for lately. That's why we're trying to play our part in it, not only us but all other cybersecurity vendors, just to have enough specialists on the market in cybersecurity to compete for it in the future. So that's what we're doing. And actually, before this prize, I wasn't thinking about it like this is helping. This is actually helping like the world to achieve the fourth goal of sustainable development, which is quality education. But in fact, it does. So thank you very much for pointing that out. And now we are trying to think more about those initiatives which actually make a large impact on the global community as a whole. So thank you very much for having such wonderful initiatives in place. I think they really matter. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. And that's really great to hear. We hope that the students that we work with get to go out and meet with companies and kind of introduce them to a new perspective on how the organization is helping to meet the UN global goals. Yeah. And so it's really nice to hear that actually happened.
Yeah, and the last thing I want to add is I want to say a huge thanks for the students team and for Ekaterina specifically, because in my previous job I was a professor myself, so I think this is something I haven't done while I was teaching, and this is an incredible stuff to do with the students and the incredible things that they are doing. So thanks a lot. Thanks for you specifically that you're engage the students in such great projects, and of course thanks the students teams, because you're actually making a difference, not just doing some homework you don't want to be doing. So thanks a lot.
Cool. We are ambassadors of SDGs, and you're not the first company where the students are actually ambassadors of United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And you're a great example of a purpose-driven organization, company that really has much bigger mission that, we helped you to understand it. I guess that's also great learning for all of us. So I guess we all, as part of this Aim to Flourish initiative, we are profiting. So it's stakeholder engagement, it's raising awareness, it's creating communities. And even now, when students are no longer students, we are here in August during the summer. Most of the people would be on vacation, and we're just here to celebrate this great initiative. I think that's also part of the American culture, which I absolutely love, that there is always time to celebrate and to reflect. And I think reflection is also a very important part of learning, which I'm really, I must say also thank you to Isabel Romanovsky, who introduced me to this wonderful initiative. She's a global ambassador of Aim to Flourish and the person who developed the sustainability mindset concept. So here, that would be my finish line. Thank you so much, Megan, and all of you, Denis, Yulia, Vladislava, Anastasia, Matvey, Veronika. Davey.
Thank you so much, Ekaterina, and thank you, Denis. That last comment about being a professor really made me think, we actually do very similar things, right? Trying to make education fun. So we don't have any games at Aim to Flourish, but maybe I'll have to talk to you about how we can incorporate some, since I keep hearing the word game associated with what you're doing.
Let's do this. I'm all for it.
That sounds great.
Okay, so we just started a new project.
Right. Yeah.
A global one. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. I love it. Denis, you are such a passionate speaker and such a pleasure to speak to. I can see why the students had such a wonderful experience doing the interview with you. I hope that you enjoyed meeting with them as well and getting a chance to speak with our students.
Yeah, for sure. Because, well, part of my job is meeting with students because Kaspersky Academy is actually working with universities worldwide. And I used to be an instructor, a lecturer in university for 9 years. So the students is the thing, those guys just make me feel better at all times. So it's my pleasure. All along.
It really shows. I can see the passion in your face for the education aspect and for working with students and really helping to make the world a safer place through that education.
Thank you.
Well, does anybody have anything else they want to add? Any closing thoughts that they want to add before we wrap up our conversation here?
Again, I'd like to thank you for such a great project as Aim to Flourish, as it's really interesting to promote the ideas of sustainability and to show the world that the business can do it. That's really amazing. Thank you. And it was great for us to participate in it. And we are, I guess I can speak from the whole team here, but we are especially honored that our story was, let me say, starred as a very interesting one. Thank you.
Well, we are so happy to celebrate this team of authors, and we're happy that you were able to make time to be here, to be on this call with us. And Ekaterina, our professor, and Denis from Kaspersky. Congratulations to all of you on your Flourish Prize for Global Goal number 4, Quality Education. And we look forward to continuing the celebration even more. So thank you so much for being with us today.